Welcome to episode 5 of the bulking series. Today we're going to be doing a full day of eating, kind of getting some things done around the house and who knows, maybe going on an adventure or two, we'll see. So with that out of the way, go ahead and roll the intro. And before we get any further, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe down below if you enjoyed today's video. Be much appreciated. Meal number 1 is done. We've got Greek yogurt and a very small amount of peanut butter in here, and some eggs as well as avocado. Now I did mention that I have to run some errands. Turns out that I'm also going to have to go to the grocery store when I'm running those errands. After taking a look inside of our refrigerator, there's no fruit, and we ran out of peanut butter. Kind of been a staple in this bulk. But that's okay. Those things are going to happen whenever you're eating all of the food in the house 24/7. So with that said, let's go ahead and break down the calories and macros of this meal. For our calories, we're looking at 642 calories in total, 49 grams of protein, 23 grams of carbs, and 43 grams of fat. If you've seen my previous full days of eating while I've been on a bulk, then you'll probably know that I typically end up increasing carbs throughout the day, but my first meal is going to be a little bit more fatty. Of course, we've got the avocado with the meal, so that way I can make sure that I'm increasing my micronutrients and hitting those goals as well. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and eat all of this, but I will see you all here in a little bit. Should also mention, as far as the errands go, you probably noticed that the angles on this video have been a little off the mark. The reason for that is because we have a little bit of a hole in our ceiling, so that's the errand that I actually have to run today. If you're new to the channel, then it's become a Thanksgiving tradition around this house to have a leak every Thanksgiving. So we think we got the leak figured out, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a little access panel and install that today. So be sure to stay tuned for that if you wanna see a little bit of home improvement. I am officially Sean the Builder. So as you can see, we got a nice little access panel in the ceiling now. And with that done, I am ready for meal number 2. Let's see what we got on board. All right, meal number 2 is up. We've got this little homemade Mexican Chipotle bowl kind of thing here with some chicken, rice, red onion, a little bit of avocado, and some cheese on top. And for a side, I just threw in a bunch of blueberries that I just bought at the grocery store, about 91 grams here, and just something sweet to kind of top off the meal. And in full day of eating tradition, I've got a Poppi. I know that these do come with a little bit of controversy and they have about 25 calories. I usually don't account for those calories because it's not something that I'm gonna have every single meal. I'm usually just gonna stick to drinking water. But having something like this around, because I enjoy the taste, is kind of nice to just throw in there every now and then. And as far as our calories and macros go, we've got 711 calories to 39 grams of protein, 70 grams of carbs, and about 32 grams of fat. Overall, not too bad. Again, slowly trickling off the fats as we increase the carbs. I'm gonna continue to have some fats thrown in here and there because I do account for my olive oils, avocado oils, all the oils, right? Because those do include a lot of calories that might creep up on you whenever you're accounting for all of your calories, and it kind of does help, fill the void when it comes to getting in extra calories. Fats tend to have more calories per gram, which means that the more fats you're consuming, the more calories you're going to also be consuming. However, I do encourage people to also eat their carbs whenever they're on a bulk and things like that. I've mentioned this in other bulking series videos as well, because from what I can tell, there's some benefits to actually consuming carbs when it comes to, growing muscle for hypertrophy purposes. So enough chatter, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this meal, but I will see you all in a little bit. I believe after this meal, I'm gonna go ahead and start my workout for the day. So that's it for today's workout. You know, felt pretty good and overall pleased with the results. But you will notice that I didn't include my deadlift in the workout footage. I actually deadlifted yesterday, and that's the footage that you'll see or have already seen on Tuesday. And if you haven't seen that, feel free to check that out. I'll leave a link up in the corner over here somewhere. Now for meal 3. Meal number 3 is a protein shake. Now I did put this in my last full day of eating as well, but just a little recap. It's 2 scoops or 2 servings of whey, and then we have some almond milk. That's gonna be 2 cups or 480 milliliters, as well as 1 serving of honey. Now I only had 19 grams, so that's what I'm putting in my FitnessPal, as well as a little bit of peanut butter. And by that I mean 2 tablespoons, which is 1 serving, and a banana. Now I did mess up on the banana. I accidentally dropped it inside of the blender because I forgot the banana initially. So it's probably close to 98 grams, but that's really just a carryover from yesterday. Now, as far as our calories go, we're looking at about 635. For our macros, we are looking at 59 grams of protein, 51 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of fat. I have been relying on these guys pretty aggressively throughout this bulk. Helps add about 600 calories every day, and whenever you're not used to eating as much, you know, it's great to have something that you can drink as opposed to just eating 24/7. I'm gonna finish this up, take a shower, but I'll see you all at the next meal. All right, I was getting ready to go for a walk. I know that this isn't meal number 4, but as I was getting ready to leave, I got this big box that says heavy on it. Let's see what's inside. As we can see, finally got some bumper plates for the garage gym. I'm sure you all know this, but in my last video, that deadlifting video that I was talking about earlier, because I was able to put up a new PR, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and treat myself. Got a couple of bumper plates, and I am super excited about this because A, it's more weight to pull, and B, it's gonna be a little bit easier to decipher whenever I'm pulling 405 as opposed to all of the extra plates that I'm putting on the barbell right now. You might be wondering why bumper plates, but I also don't have a deadlifting platform. I just use 2 mats and a piece of wood that I had left over from whenever we were doing our living room. So having these gives the garage floor a little bit of a break from having weight slam down on it. Anyways, just wanted to share that with you all before I go on my walk. This time, I will see you at my next meal. All right, back from my walk. Well, thanks for asking. And as you can probably hear in the background, got some clothes in the dryer. My apologies for any inconvenience that might cause. But with that said, meal number 4 has arrived. This is just some protein pasta, chicken, carrots, onion, and a little bit of feta cheese on top as well. It's fat-free feta cheese, so it's gonna be mostly carbs and not fats, as I mentioned before, trying to increase my carbs throughout the day. In this meal, we're looking at 761 calories, 61 grams of protein, 128 grams of carbs, and about 4 grams of fat. Not too bad. The protein pasta probably spiked those numbers for the protein, so keep in mind that typically I'm not really a big fan of like the vegan/vegetarian type protein sources, pea protein, pasta, that whole entire thing. It doesn't have a full amino acid profile, so when I'm eating these full days of eating, I don't really take that into consideration. So the protein sounds a little bit higher than it might actually be. The real source of protein in this meal is going to be the chicken, which is about 3.5 ounces. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, but I'll see you all at the next meal. All right, last meal of the day is gonna be a little bit of popcorn. This is just a nice little way to cap off the night, and it includes a lot of carbs. With that said, let's go over our calories and macros for this meal. We're looking at 190 calories, and about 4 of those are going to be towards protein, 29 towards the carbs, and 8 for the fat. That puts our total calories and macros at 2935 for our calories on the day. As for our protein, we're looking at 211 grams of protein, 300 carbs, and about 110 grams of fat. Overall, I'd say that's pretty successful. Feeling good about where the carbs are at. Was able to boost those up towards the end of the day. So pretty happy with my overall split. And you might have noticed that there's about 59 calories left over for the day, something like that. And that was really just because of the walking and extra things that I did while I had my phone on me. I don't really count those too often, but every now and then I'll jump up to about 3,000 calories if it's been a more productive day. It kind of just depends on how I'm feeling and how active I was throughout the day. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead, eat this popcorn, and probably just call it a night. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Work does go towards building up this channel, and so your time is super appreciated. And with that said, until next time, keep it together.